Welcome to the Happy AI Show. This is for small business owners who want to grow with no jargon, just joy. Today, I am going to be talking about the 5 things I wish I knew before using ChatGPT in my business. I am Julie Begbie. I'm your AI confidence coach for small business owners and creatives who just rather be doing anything else rather than the admin side of their business, the yucky bit, the coding, and where AI maybe just makes you feel a little bit like icky. Today, I am sharing the 5 things I wish someone had told me before I started using ChatGPT in my business. If you're brand new, or if you have been watching some of the episodes here, you'll know I've been using AI for the last kind of year and a half, really, since Stephen Bartlett told me to. Go back and check episode 1 if you want to find out how that all came about. But whether you're brand new to ChatGPT or whether you're already dabbling, what I'm going to share with you here is going to save you hours of frustration and possibly stop those accidental robot sounding emails. Okay. When I first used ChatGPT, I just didn't know what I needed it to do. And therefore, I didn't particularly talk to it in a way that created a useful output. So if you think about, if you were to hire a virtual assistant, you wouldn't just expect them to rock up and ignore them or just give them one instruction and them to be absolutely brilliant. Like, you'd spend time training a virtual assistant. And it's the same with ChatGPT. It's the same with just AI generally. With the right mindset and some training, it can be your most brilliant business sidekick. If I were to go back and give my just starting with ChatGPT self some advice, this is what I would say to myself. First of all, it's not magic. It's just a mirror, right? Do you remember well, it depends what age you are. I'm old enough to remember when computers were invented. And I did an O-level in computer science, and the project for my O-level was to create a database using BBC Basic Language for a video shop. How much does that date me? Anyway, one of the big things that I remember from that computer O-level, and then I went on to do, I studied psychology at university, but in my first year I did computing as well as an elective. And I remember that garbage in, garbage out. It was the first thing that they drilled you with, because computers were new. Just like AI is new now, computers were new. And people were like, well, why can't I just press a button and it magically knows what to do? And the whole point is, it's just a mirror, right? If you put in garbage, you get out garbage. So when you're speaking to ChatGPT, the better you speak to it, the more information that you give it, the cleverer you are with the questions that you ask, the better the results. It still needs your brain. It's always human plus AI, right? You still need to think. It's not going to replace your strategy, but it can speed it up. When you first start using ChatGPT, it won't have any idea about your business. It depends how prolific you have been online. So it might be able to kind of find some information across the internet, but the odds are it will know nothing about you. That's why we need to feed it. And that's why I created the AI super sheet, which is basically gathering all the key information that ChatGPT needs to know about your business and feeding it into ChatGPT before we even use it, before we ask it the questions, before we use it, before we use prompts. You can create your own AI super sheet by joining my next free training, juliebegbie.com/ick, ICK, as in AI without the ick. I run regular free trainings to show you how to create that super sheet. When you've got that, then it makes all the difference. It's a world of difference, because we're now dealing with AI that actually understands your customer pain points. It actually understands the mission, the impact that you want to have in the world. It understands how you want your customers or clients to feel after buying your product or service. It's all the things that you should have been taking into account when you're marketing before. But there's so many things to remember. It is actually hard to go, and also there's so many models and so many suggestions as to how you can market well. ChatGPT understands all of these, and you can use it to create something, particularly if you get really good at prompt engineering. If you can ask a question, give it information in really specific ways, the better that input, the better the output you're going to get. The third thing is, it's not set and forget, right? It's not like you go, okay, I will just leave AI to get on with that. Now, there are ways that AI can just get on with stuff like agentic AI now. There are ways that you can set things up and it will ask you to kind of approve things, but ultimately it'll get on and actually go and put things in your calendar, book meetings, send out things on your behalf, etc. I'm a huge fan of that. The more you can automate, the better. But at the beginning, I kind of thought it was a bit of a like, ask it a question and then take the output and then just copy and paste that output. It works much better when you iterate. It works much better when you go, okay, thank you for that response. Always polite to ChatGPT. I'm always polite to ChatGPT. Although Sam Altman says you don't need to be. But I always feel like it's a mirror, right? If we want it to be polite to us, I always feel I should be polite to it. So going against Sam Altman, the creator of ChatGPT there. But so it's about you going, okay, let's take the answer that you've given me and let's go, I really liked the first line of that. However, the part in the middle I felt was a little bit too theoretical. For example, can you give me a new answer that's a little bit more conversational and a little easier to understand? Boom, new answer comes out. And you go, yeah, I like that. But it's got lots of M dashes in it. M dashes, those long dashes. And it's written in third person. So you go, can you rewrite this, removing the M dashes and also writing it in first person? Right. So what we're doing, like with a virtual assistant, is we're going, okay, this is good. However, everything can always be even better, right? When you're dealing with people, it's a really great approach to say, that's good. It could be even better if. It stops people from getting defensive and it helps protect their self-esteem. Because like I certainly worked in many places where I would present some work and they would go, right, like here's all the things that are wrong with it. And I'd be like, was anything right? Like, are we going to talk about that? But historically, that isn't what happens. That was just kind of the culture. Today, I think it's really important to go, this could be even better if, so use the same tactic as you would use with humans with ChatGPT. So thanks for that response. It would be even better if, and keep having, and the more you have those conversations, the more it's going to go, right, the next time Julie asked me to do something, I'm going to do it in first person. I'm going to do it more conversationally, etc. The final point is, you won't sound like everyone else if you stay involved. So AI doesn't steal your voice unless you stop using it, unless you kind of sit back and go, great, I don't even need to tell it what to do anymore. I'm just going to ask it to create a post or create a blog or create an email, and I'm just going to copy and paste that. That is where it goes wrong. And you see this, you see when you read content that's not authentic. That is because that person has kind of almost put ChatGPT into the driving seat, as opposed to you being on a journey together, a collaborative journey together. So as long as it's AI plus human, as long as you think of it as your business bestie sidekick, you're not going to lose your voice. AI isn't meant to make you invisible. It's here to amplify what makes you brilliant. Your humor, your empathy, your little metaphors, the way you say, however, like all of that, it's there to amplify that. And it only works when you stay in the conversation. It also only works when you really own yourself and you don't present that polished version of yourself that you think, oh, maybe I should be professional here. People love people, right? And if you're my sort of person and I come across you on the internet, I'm like, brilliant, I love her. If you're not my sort of person, I go, oh, that person's not for me. No judgment. I don't go in and put a negative comment. Everybody is not for everybody. Because if we were, we'd all be beige, right? I want you to be the brightest version of yourself and help ChatGPT to understand that. Stay in the conversation with it. Okay. Here is a takeaway tip from this episode. Go back to a post where AI gave you a result that felt a bit meh. And instead of binning it, I want you to try this prompt. This is close, but not quite right. Here's what I'm trying to say, and then put in your explanation. Can you rewrite this, trying to sound a little bit more like me? And then put in some words that describe you, like friendly, encouraging, a bit cheeky, like whatever it is for you. And take that output from ChatGPT that you had abandoned and look at how much better it gets. It's when you talk to it like a colleague, like a sidekick, like a business bestie, when you talk to it like that, it just gets so much better. If you want more of my favorite prompts, plus support, laughs, and gentle accountability, grab my free Simpler Marketing with AI starter kit below, or come and join us in the AI Confidence Club, where we make AI feel doable, not dreadful. You bring your brilliance, and I'll bring the bots. See you next time.
You bring the brilliance, I'll bring the bots, turning big dreams into why nots. You've watched the Happy AI show, now it's your turn. Go take action, implement, and watch your business burn bright. Dare to dream, why not you?